everyone, to episode 1 of Getting Personal with Web3 Founders. I'm Jack, your host, and I'm here today with Patrick de Grish. Hope I pronounced that well. Co-founder of Earthlings, clearly not by your
Let's
face.
get personal. Let's get personal. Can you say it again? Say it again.
Which one? The surname?
Yeah.
De Grish? De Grish.
Yeah. I thought you were English, but that's how the French say it. So
How would it be?
Try it again, because we're getting personal here, okay? So it's de Grijs. Try it.
De Grijs.
Yeah, more English. Yeah, that's how the English, they say de Grijs, but yeah, well, it's okay.
De Grijs. So I'm getting close.
Let's just stick with Patrick.
With Patrick. So, we're obviously going to be getting personal. We've got a few questions that I've curated, and we've got some from the community as well. Are you ready to get personal?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. Yeah, let's see how personal you get. My wife is in the house, so if I don't agree on some questions or I have some doubts, I'll just ask her first. If I'm allowed to answer, then yeah, I'm okay. So let's get personal then.
All right. So question number 1 is, who were you before Web3?
I guess the same. No different. I think I am now, maybe it's better to say who are you now, because Web3 or crypto, whatever you want to call it, blockchain space, that's it. I prefer that. Teaches you a lot. Does it change you? No, I don't think so. But I've been learning so much while doing this, setting up this business. So I've been enjoying that a lot, getting to know a lot of people all around the world, including you, Jack. We get personal a lot. So but I don't. So who were I? Maybe you mean it in another way. So who were I? Who was I? I need to say. Well, I'm living here on the Campagne, on the outskirts of. No, you don't say it like that. On the Campagne. The Campagne is the same in English, isn't it? Campagne.
Countryside.
Countryside. Yeah, on the countryside of France. Actually, was enjoying my life already a lot, because I had and have still a good passive income. But I was missing a challenge, actually, and also I never want to do just one thing. Like if that because I've got a good income, but what if it drops away? I always want a backup plan. So and I wanted to work with my brother again. So then I saw this opportunity where a lot of people in the Web3 space, especially with gaming and metaverses, were just messing around. And my brother and I said, hey, why not do something like that as well, but a little bit better. So who was I before? Actually, someone who was quite relaxed, and now I'm working full time again. So sometimes I hit myself in the head. My wife does it even more, but she did agree on starting this. But so I'm working full time again, although it doesn't feel like a job. It feels more like a hobby or a dream come true, because it's really awesome to do this. Before I was someone enjoying the countryside life, enjoying my family life, still doing so, by the way, but it's a bit harder to buy some time for that, of course. And now I'm running a business with many people already in it again, but having a lot of fun doing so. Yeah.
Different. So from what I'm understanding, you had a bit of like an interim, like a
you could say it like that. So I left the Netherlands because the Netherlands, it's just an unhealthy place to live. Like a zillion cell phone masts, everyone, your neighbor's Wi-Fi in you. Food is better here as well. The air is healthier here. Actually, I found that out by accident, that this region of France, the Limousin, is one of the cleanest air in Europe. So that's cool. So yeah, I feel better here as well. Just wanted to get out of these smelly, too dense little countries like the Netherlands. And if you want to live on the countryside in the Netherlands, you really do have to be a millionaire. So also with the help of my brother, I managed to I quit my job with him, because we were running a business together, which he is still running. And I said goodbye to the Netherlands and started living here. and was, as I said, doing quite well. I'm still. But yeah, I missed working with my brother, and I missed a challenge. And wow, did we start a challenge? Yeah.
Absolutely. So, talking about challenge, the next question is, how would you describe what you do now?
Building a super cool game between brackets with Metaverse attached to it as well on Hedera. We couldn't have made a better choice with building on Hedera, I think, because Hedera is a very easy to integrate technology. It's safe, it has a good reputation. Community is very nice, very helpful as well. A lot of projects reached out. No, not a lot. A few very good projects reached out in the beginning already that offered us help for that. So what we're doing is we're trying to show the Web3 audience that there are also some serious projects being built on Web3 because we saw too many rug pulls, we saw too many people starting a business, gaming or metaverse play on the blockchain, having no clue what they were starting. And I think a lot of these people didn't or underestimated what it takes to start a company. They see that's what I think I've learned now, because you really need to be dedicated if you do this. Well, you know that as well. And I think that's where a lot of these projects fall short. They don't have a complete team. They try to set up something big like this with like 2, 3, 4 people, and all of a sudden they disappear because for various reasons, of course. But I can imagine that in some cases it's because they just underestimated how big of a job it is that they were taking on. But we have Marcel, me, and Jorgo, and a lot more of our team do have extensive business experience, know what it takes to put something to build a serious business. So that's what we intend to do. And I think because we all have our different specialities. Me and Marcel, we come from a design background, and that helps us a lot, of course, to put down a really good looking game. Quentin, who's actually a well-established team member now as well, and he's the lead programmer, and some other team members, they are even more diehard gamers than I will ever be, and they're helping out on that level as well. But also the marketing team and Joey, who knows, well, you know Joey by now, who knows so much about finances, tokenomics, and all that stuff, because also in the game you need a lot of these in-game tokenomics. I'm going too much sideways. I know, but this is how we realized it. Anyway, so Milan knowing the Hedera system a lot. Tjana, who has a background in design and stuff as well. So we've got a very diverse team covering all the aspects when it comes to building a game, and I think that's already showing now. So lost the question already, but we do these things. X spaces, can't say Twitter anymore. A lot, and you know how it goes sideways, Jack. So that's that's getting personal as well.
Yeah, I wanted to start with you because I love it.
Yeah, do the easy
We're
show.
gonna shift gears and go to you. Bring it back to you and your life. What does your morning routine look like?
That's a nice one. That's a good question. Yeah. So depending on how much homework my son had and how late I made it, I like to watch some television with my son in the evening before we go to bed. Not a good habit, I know, but still, depending on how late I made it, I try to go to bed before 10. By the way, I get up in the morning. Sometimes that's 5 o'clock, sometimes at 7 o'clock. And the first thing I do is put on my computer, actually check all my social media channels. My whole team is on Skype. So usually I have a lot of questions to answer there because we've got people all over the world. So my Skype is never silent. From the morning till the evening, there's always people asking for input for design or animating or particle effects or whatever. And everything that has to do with the gameplay is what me and Tatiana are doing. But of course, also writing out the pitch decks, stuff like that is also my plate. Business plan, we have to do a business plan. So everything actually that has to do with writing or designing is in my on my computer screen. So so at 7 o'clock I start. 9 o'clock I bring the youngest one to school. I get back to my computer. Usually I think, okay, I'm going to start finishing the pitch deck or finishing this text or that text. I actually still need to change all the text of the website. But by the time that all my social media are quiet, then it's usually 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then it's almost time to pick up my son again. So yeah, actually a lot of management comes on my plate during the day. Susanna and Meerte, they do marketing. I think that's one of the busiest departments. Well, maybe as you know as well, of Earthlings actually. But they spend me all day long as well. So fire questions at me. So yeah, there was something. I get distracted easily because of social media, and sometimes I just have to shut off Discord as well, because I love our community, and I think it's important to show your face as a founder there as well. But some days I really have to turn it off, because the thing is, you just can't get back to work. But that's my day actually, trying to manage the whole team, doing a lot of talks with Joey and actually Milan as well sometimes about things that there still need to be implemented. For instance, the in-game tokenomics, that's still a lot of work. So that's another big thing on my schedule as well. Yeah, so my day, social media, trying to organize the team, especially on the building side.
So no breakfast, just straight on it.
I still have no, I'm not going to show you. I still have a plate of food here. I eat all day long. It doesn't show. I know it's running a business like this is very good for your for maintaining a low weight. I only eat healthy food. It doesn't help either. So I don't do junk food. So I don't gain weight.
You graze. Would you say that you graze throughout the day?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah. Yes and no. Depends on the day. Sometimes I'm so busy that I'm still eating in the car, trying to get because I usually cook. I don't eat gluten, so no bread for me. So I usually eat rice. But if you always have a warm meal and you still need to prepare it before you run to school to get your kids, yeah, sometimes I'm eating behind the wheel. So yeah, sometimes you have these crazy days. But today was more of a quiet day, and sometimes I do use them, of course. If I have a quiet day, I'm not going to make up work. Well, I still have a whole list, but nothing that needs to be done before the end of day. So today I did some bricolage, I needed to do some tiling at the neighbors. That is my house as well, and there's an old couple is living there. So yeah, that was my day today. Today was not too busy. Enjoyed a little handiwork. Is there, you say that? I know sometimes I know the French words, but I don't know the English words anymore.
You're handyman or handiwork.
Anyway,
You're
yeah. I like working on Earthlings more than I do that, but I promised them to do that. So yeah. So if you promise something, you need to finish it. But it's way behind schedule, because I should have finished it this summer, and well, it's October. But that's because of Earthlings, you know. So yeah, got too many hobbies here.
Let's bring it back to Earthlings. Why Earthlings? Why I have here why Earthlings and why Web3? Like more so why Earthlings? Like how is that born?
You mean the name?
The name and the concept. Like why? Like you were in design before, so why a game? Like why Earthlings?
Well, everyone likes gaming, and I touched on it a little bit already. It was actually because my brother and I we were and we are crypto enthusiasts. We think that, and I think most of the community think alike, that everything is going to run on the blockchain sooner or later, and with gaming as well. And then last bull run, I saw all these metaverses and a little bit of gaming emerge, but mostly metaverses. That was really hype last time. and they made so much money with just a blank page, and I'm like, that's it's impossible. That's not the way to do it, you know. And yeah, more than 50% of those projects are not around there anymore. Neither is the money that people put in there. So because I got invested in one of these game, metaverse games, I would say, because they are in a metaverse. They say that they are a game as well. Got a little bit disappointed with that, and because of this disappointment that I had with them, that's actually what made me think, yeah, we can do this better. And also, so I think I'm not telling it completely right here, so that had to do with it. But there was another project that reached out to me. No, you have to cut that. I reached out to them because they were the project with a blank page, an ugly logo, and really they sold out a lot on Cardano. So I just sent them an email, guys. What's up with you guys? Come on, you need to do better. Where's all this money? You have nothing yet. You sold for hundreds of thousands, and you don't even show one single image. So they surprisingly they reached out back to me. So I had a call with them. 3 black screens. I was a bit surprised with that because I have my camera on. If you don't have anything to hide, then show your face. That's what I think is normal in any business. Yeah. So surprisingly, after I really cracked down on everything they had, I said, "Yeah, well, I could help you out if you want." I didn't think they would call back. So after a week, I had this metaverse / gaming fever. I couldn't let it go, and I'm like, oh man, if they can do it, I want to do it too. So that's the real story. I said this in early interviews already, but so that's the real story. That combined with this other project that was a big disappointment with for me is what really made me tell my brother we need to do this because it's just it's embarrassing what some people get away with. So they did call me back again a week later, offered me a job. I turned them down and said, no, no thanks, because I don't think this is going to work. And by then I already had the first lines, the first pages of our gaming metaverse ready. And that's where we also onboarded Jorgo. Jorgo is a long-time friend. We've known him since, so I'm 46 now. Wow, that's personal. 20 years since I was 19 or 20. No, actually longer. So this is personal. I'm gonna give you something very personal. Jack, this is so cool. Ooh. So Jorgo, although he now looks like a Russian criminal, he was the cool kid, you know. Because I was the skinny kid that was teased, was bullied a lot in school, and so when I went home on my bike, Jorgo was working on his, I think moped. That's what you say in English, right? Moped, yeah, little bike. He was working on his in front of his garage on his moped, and he was very relaxed, you know. And he and his brothers, they were all really chill, you know. They looked like, don't touch me, you know. But not in a bad way. They were the nice guys. But still, you know, they had this coolness around them. So, but I was like 14, 15 then. But years later, when we started to go to the gym, yeah, you won't believe, but I was 20 kilos heavier than I am now. But you know, life, aging and stuff, you lose weight. So when we went to the gym, we met Jorgo there. So that was like 6 years later. And so that was so much fun. So we hang out a lot with Jorgo and his brothers as well. More with one of his brothers, not the oldest one. So that's where we met him. And that was a very nice period in our life. Remember, no, you don't. We've got a generation gap here because that was the time when no one had a mobile phone. That was so cool.
I did see some of the first ones come in, like the Nokia and the early Blackberries and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you were like early teenager, maybe.
Yeah, not even teen, yeah, like 12, 13.
Yeah, and 10. I think I was 20 or 21 when I had my first phone. So yeah, so maybe that Yeah, but no one ever used it. We spoke to each other, no, like we do now, face to face, but not online. So that was fun. So that's Jorgo. Jorgo, he's a programmer, and Marcel and I said we're not going to do this without someone who has an extent knowledge of programming, because we were so afraid of anything there. So and he saw it, and it was Jorgo who decided eventually to go for Hedera after I tipped him off, because he never heard of Hedera. Can you imagine? Well, that's going to change soon enough. The whole world will know about Hedera. Yeah. But anyway, so how's that for going sideways?
So yeah, love going sideways. I'm picking a question here. We're going to talk about the biggest challenge that you can recall at Earthlings. Like, what's been the biggest challenge that you guys
This
have
is going to be a surprising one for you. I think you would never guess this. The biggest challenge was to get someone in the team who does a decent animation, because for the animals it's okay-ish, I think now, but I even ramped that up. I redid some animations, but the biggest challenge for me was really to find someone that could do it to the level that I want. I still see other projects, games businesses showing new sceneries, and unless they had it done by a studio that made them pay like 100,000 for just this short clip, it still looks like well, let's be. It doesn't look that good. Let's say it like that. So the thing is, I found out that some are very good at facial animations. Others are very good at slashing and stuff like that. But if you ask them to do a normal walk, it looks like, well, it's not a walk. So we needed someone to really be able to do all of these things, but affordable, of course, because we're Dutch, and they say the Dutch are greedy. No, we're not greedy. We just don't like to spend too much if we can do it for less. But still, we do need the quality, of course, that Earthlings has. So this is why it took a little longer to finish some new scenes I'm working on as well, because we've got everything ready. But as the community already knows, I want things to be perfect. And we already had, for instance, the underground scenes, and they were very nice. I love them actually. But if you look at the animations, you do see that they lack a bit of finesse. No one said anything about it, but I saw it. So, and so we've got that covered now as well. And I'm actually still talking to yet someone else, because we're growing every day. But it might sound weird, but we work with some studios, and one studio had it all done perfectly, I thought. But then we looked at it technically, and then we said, nah, because it doesn't only need to look good technically, Quinten needs to work with it as well. So that was the biggest challenge. Let me see, is there another challenge? Because that's not really a fun challenge, is it? Is it a fun challenge?
Well, I think it's always a big challenge finding, like putting a team together, right, and covering all the things that you need.
I've spent weeks. I was finding some people, literally weeks, like 8 hours a day, weeks. But the thing is, we, for instance, we paid. I always say learning money. Learning money, I guess, on some builders that afterwards we thought, okay, not too good actually. But in the end, we can build for less of a budget now and continue for so much longer, because we spent all that time into looking for the right people. And what was fun to see as well is how you see where the strong points are of some of your members. For instance, Mundifiator, she likes to stay on that name. She was actually supposed to be the Discord moderator, but she was so good at marketing. So she's now working actually almost full time with, and this is very personal. The middle one is coming home from school. Hi, Marlin. Let's get personal, so it's allowed, eh? So
Good.
Yeah, so sometimes you find that that some people in your team are better off at another position, and so that was a learning curve as well. And she's doing amazing on marketing, for instance.
Nice.
Oh, what was the question again?
All right, we're gonna shift into another gear. We're gonna have some fun with the next question. This one's community.
I'm
Um,
recording this, Marlene. You're going to be on YouTube probably.
you're gonna be famous.
He doesn't like that. He doesn't like that. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
you mentioned earlier that you weren't such a die-hard gamer, but you must be a gamer to a certain extent if you're
Oh
building a
yeah.
game. So
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
what are or were some of your favorite games to play, whether that's now or in childhood? That's a question from someone in the community. They'd love
Yeah,
to know.
I'm not a diet gamer now anymore because I just lack the time, and that's a little bit of a lie because I was just telling you how I was living on the countryside, living a bit relaxed. Yeah, but still, if you're a dad, you always find something to do. I was still enjoying my hobby work, let's say it like that. But yeah, what were the games that I did like to play a lot, and I would still actually like to play them, but now I do lack time. I loved Age of Empires. I could play that for days. Do you know Age of Empires? Everyone knows Age of Empires. No?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's a missed one for you. I
How,
love. Sorry,
what's the game about?
it's a strategy game actually. So you build villages and you expand on them, and then you go to war with your. It's actually quite a family friendly one because they just march like this, and it's not like
Age of
blood on.
Empires.
Yeah, Google Age of Empires, then you'll see. So
Age of
that
Empires.
was.
I didn't understand it. That's one of my favorite games.
Ah, no, man, how can you not understand it? It was one of your favorite games.
It was one of two favorite games. When I was, I reckon, 8, 9, 10 years old, I used to wake up at 5 in the morning before school. School would be about 8, 9 o'clock. And I'd literally play it for 2 or 3 hours. Age of Empires or Roller Coaster Tycoon was my other one.
No, I didn't like that. I didn't like that. But what I did is, in the end, I looked up for some strategies on how to play, for instance, with the Ottomans. The Ottomans, I think that's a Turkish. They weren't so popular, but and they were quite hard to play with. So I found the strategy. Man, that was amazing. You could beat like 95% of everyone that I was playing with online with Age of Empires with the Ottomans. If you played that strategy, that was so nice. But anyway, but it's not nice to always play the same strategy. So that was one. And
No,
Call of yeah.
no, you didn't use any of the cheat codes because I
No, I
remember
don't
those.
like it. No, I don't. I hate that. Where's the fun if you win with cheating? I
Right?
have no clue why people do it. I don't mind losing. I don't mind losing at all. I'm here for the competition. I can be very competitive, but what's the use of competition if you cheat your way through it? The whole fun is gone. So, and Call of Duty is something that I played. I don't approve of that anymore. Really, I wouldn't let my kids play that because yeah. But I grew up. I've got some different morals now. I don't think it's good to use a sniper rifle on screen to practice killing other people. It's too realistic, you know. For me personal, there's a limit. I'm not saying that everyone who plays Call of Duty are a bunch of killers. No, not at all. It's someone in his own conscious, but I think now, yeah, my morals changed a bit, of course. So, and then what I loved as well are these quests, these quest games where you have to, well, actually you have a big map and you have to run from village to village to find out stuff and to get your new weapon and your new quest, and eventually, well, it takes you like a week and you finish the game. I love that. Yeah.
It
So,
sounds like that sounds a bit like Earthlings, a big map, and you're going to be going from village to village, or not?
oh yeah, we're gonna have that incorporated 100%. I've got some super fun stuff like that. But and my brother, I'll tell you something about Marcel as well. He loves Gran Turismo, and I
Oh,
tried that.
one of my favorites as well.
Oh no! Now you're getting sideways in the wrong way. Oh no, Gran Turismo is. He beat me every time.
Fun.
He was so good at it, and I must say, Gran Turismo, if any racing game. That's the only one I would play because I loved the way it steered. So yeah, I like that as well. But and when I was even younger, Nintendo time, Bowser, Mario, but you had all these games. Just the old-fashioned Mario where you boing boing, you know. I don't even. I think they just call it Mario, don't they? It's so long ago. It's like 30 years ago.
Lots of
Yeah,
different Mario like versions and
yeah.
games. But yeah,
Last one. Yes, I know it's only supposed to be half an hour, but I'm forgetting the most important one of all. Okay, you can
then
guess. You can yes, because I still play it with my kids. Mario Kart Double Dash. How could I forget that? Oh, it's a good thing I stretched this a little bit because that is what I'm still playing. And if my brother gets here, he gets his. I'm not supposed to say that. So his hiney kicked by my 12-year-old son because he still plays it as well. My kids even think so. The 12 and 16-year-old, even they think it's still one of the best games ever. And that's on the Nintendo GameCube. I love the way that it's way better than Gran Turismo. Nothing beats Mario Kart, but the rainbow track. Oh, I hate that one. But you have to play it to know. Okay, so
maybe
that's the games. I'm probably missing some still. I'm happy I still got the Mario Kart Double Dash, best game ever. If I would to play only one game for the rest of my life, it would be Mario Kart Double Dash.
that's the one. That's the
Yeah.
winner. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna get personal again.
Again,
Again, tell me about, or tell us about the most inspiring and influential person in your life and how they impacted you.
oh, that's an easy one actually, and a surprising one to many people. It's so maybe not everyone will agree, but that has to be Jesus. Yeah. So yeah, I was playing, of course, shooting games when I was younger, but yeah, I started learning about the Bible. So this is my opinion. I don't want to get evolutionists against creationists, but someone showed me about evolution and how it's according to them. Okay, so I think it's for me it's a fact that evolution is not a fact, but I'll keep everyone in their own right of opinion. So I looked into that and said, hey, well, yeah, it's not evolution. Okay, so then what is it? So and then I found out about the Bible and how that is indeed, according to me. Maybe so. Are you religious? I can get personal back right at you. Are you religious?
Yeah, I'd say I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, so yeah, so that changed me a lot because then, of course, I was already I wasn't a naughty guy. I didn't do any weird things. I must say, I did enjoy. Did you say weed as well in English? Weed when
We
cigarette. I did that once. That was before my Christian time. So yeah, but I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't steal. I didn't believe in lying. So no, I never cheated anything or whatever. So I wasn't. So I didn't have to change a lot, but of course, yeah, you don't do shooter games and stuff like that anymore because, yeah, okay, what's the sense of that? I quit kickboxing and stuff like that, but that's it actually. So yeah, that was the biggest change in my life. I didn't see that question coming, but and
so
I
this was before Earthlings, right? Like it, like
oh
what
yeah, way
about?
before Earthlings. This is like 20 years ago.
Yeah, so it reshaped you. And if that hadn't happened, Earthlings might have been a different game. You
Maybe
know
it
what I
was
mean?
a shooter. It might have been a shooter game, but I think it's actually. If you look at Earthlings, I think this is a very good thing for the game because it did have a big influence on the family friendly aspect of it, of course. So and later on, finding out that actually there is a big hole in family. No, you don't say it like that. There's a big market still open
Yeah.
in family friendly. That's not completely being filled just yet, especially not if you look at the quality games and the style that we are building actually. So I think it's a win-win situation. And also because of my background, I can promise that we will always stay family friendly because I don't think I have a lot of explaining to do if all of a sudden there will be someone with a sniper gun in my game. But I do think you can have certain weapons like anti-gravity gun or something, lift them up, and you can do so much fun still with sort of weapons. It doesn't have to mean. Look at we just spoke about Mario Kart. They have kind of weapons. They were throwing stuff at each other. And man, this was one of the most successful games ever. People are still buying a Nintendo GameCube second-handed to play that game. So that says how successful it can be. So if you look at that stuff like that, you can make amazing gameplay there. If you look at people, are there? Because I'd like to answer that as well, if I can. If you look at people among us, are there people? No, I'd like to ask you because I don't. I probably there are some people, of course. No, I can't. What if I had to ask the same question to you? What would you say? Let's get personal.
In regards to what?
Well, what person in the world changed you the most? Or what was the question? How did you say it?
It's interesting because now that you've touched on religion, when I traveled outside of Europe, outside of the West, and I went to the East to Asia, where I spent multiple years, I would say the Buddhist influence that those cultures have really impacted me and who I am to this day. So maybe in different ways, but definitely had a big impact on me. The culture and the way they approach life and the values. It actually already resonated in a similar way to how when you came across Jesus and the Bible. And I think there's also things that cross over and like the essence is very similar. It's just expressed in different ways. That's my personal take. So there's a lot of things that I resonated with, but then there was extras that definitely reshaped and made me who I am today. Yeah.
We're gonna probably get a lot of jokes thrown towards us in Discord because of this.
I'll get personal, shall I? 1 second. So there was a moment during these years where I seriously considered becoming a monk
No
in
way.
Asia. Yeah,
I can imagine you, Bolt. Yeah.
send you a photo because I lived with the monks for a while, and I have a photo with the monks in my. I was shaved and I wasn't in a robe. I was with them. All I needed was the robe really to blend in. But
Cool.
yeah, I'll send you a photo.
Yeah. I know. My Discord members will love to see that photo. So yeah, I do.
That's private.
No.
All right. So we've got a few questions left if you have the time. I think this is fun. I'm enjoying this. So we're just going to go with the flow of what's left. So here I have. Tell me one of the craziest things you've ever done.
Oh, that's a nice one. First one thing that pops into my mind. So you know I'm a twin.
Yeah.
You don't. Oh, just come on, act along. So you know I have a twin brother, right? So and when I was 22-ish, I think I already had my driver's license, but Marcel didn't. Because Marcel, he's dumb. He can only design stuff, but he's not so smart. Don't tell this to anyone. No. He's a smart guy, but he's not so good at looking in your mirror outside, looking back, like that. Oh, they are just crazy. But anyway, so my mother, she said, "Why don't you take your brother's driver's license, the exam?" So I said, "Yeah, why not? Good idea." So I did that. Flunked first time. Oh man, I could have killed that guy. He was making a fuss about nothing. Anyway,
That's a similar experience.
now we want to hear that as well. So, but anyway, I took it again, and this was this name. The name of this guy was Mr. Crisis. So crisis, free means the same. Crisis. So I'm like, oh well, that's going to be a joy. But he was such a nice guy, and he said after the test drive, he said, "Felt like you were driving for years. Yeah, you didn't always do it according by the book, look in your mirror, look in your other mirror, obviously that nonsense. But it felt like I felt so safe in your car. So yeah, you passed, poof. And then he looked at my photo. Well, my brother's photo, because we did use the right photo. And he looked at me and I'm sweating. I looked at the photo again. When's your birthday? He said. Well, obviously it's the same birthday. 28th of April, 1977, mister. Okay, and he signed off, and I could go, and my brother was passed his driver's license. But then, when running out of the building, I saw my former instructor, and I can tell you this now because yes, A, I wasn't a Christian yet. B, after 10 years, you ain't got nothing on me anymore. After 10 years, it's gone. So yeah, but this is, let's hope no one is going to use this against me. But yeah, that was funny. So that's the first thing that always comes to mind. And you had a similar experience. You're a criminal too?
In the way that I failed my first time, and he was, yeah, I was very, very angry. Because in Spain as well, you have to like repay everything once you fail. So there was that as well. I didn't have a lot of money at the time, so. But yeah, it was like one silly mistake, and it was like that was enough. It was just I would hear it every day. People failing for this silly. It wasn't warranted to fail, but they would just make up things out of thin air and fail people just to get more money. So yeah.
Yeah, I had this. So you can see how it still bothers me because I want to tell you what was the thing with me, and then you can tell your thing as well if you still want to. So there was this lady at the zebra crossing, and she was standing, and you could clearly see she was just having a chat, and she wasn't planning to cross. So of course, we weren't driving very fast, like 30 kilometers per hour. So I looked at her, looked at the driver inspector. She said, like, you see, I see her. So I drove on. I was too bold. I should have stopped. I even looked in my rearview mirror and she was still chatting there. Man, I'm like, oh. Oh, anyway, okay, I'm glad that that's off my chest. It's like confession time here. Were you a priest? Did that?
Maybe that's what we should call this series.
Yeah.
Founder confession. No, you know what mine was? Mine was at the end of the exam, right at the end is like, okay, we're done, park here. I took too long to park. Yeah. It's like,
why do you flunk for that?
You had 2 minutes. It definitely wasn't 2 minutes. Maybe it was a minute. It's like you had a minute and it took you a minute and 20 seconds, so you failed.
That's just
ridiculous. Anyway. So yeah, that's the craziest thing you've ever done. That was funny. That was fun. So let's go back to Earthlings. Where would you like to see Earthlings in 5 years?
I would like it to be in the top 100 of coin market desk, and but because it's being a success, of course, not because it's a hyped crypto project where everyone says, "Hey, to the moon." I would like it to be filled with gamers, real gamers, and one of the first successful, well-designed, fun to play games on the blockchain, on Hedera in this case. Let's stick with Hedera, eh? Why not? I love Hedera. Yeah, so that's well, we want to go for that. Let's buy out Decentraland and why not also Axie Infinity? That would be cool. Yeah, and then trash it. I do like the design, by the way. I do like talking for Decentraland, but I do like the design on the Axie website. I love it. So yeah. So anyway, so yeah, we just build on and see where we get, and that's where we just want to continue what we're doing and growing, and if we do well, that's where we should be, I think. And awesome. I'm loving that all the YouTubers are now saying gaming is the next big thing in.
Seeing that a lot.
I think it makes sense because gaming is really a use case for blockchain that we can already use.
It's the most obvious, right? It seems like the most obvious use case, so it makes sense. Let's hope so. I hope so.
I hope so too.
All right, we've got a few simple fun ones from the community actually as well, a couple to end. So what ways do you relax, unwind, de-stress? How do you relax?
I actually don't sit still that much. This thing is, if I have free time, there's always the little one, the 3-year-old, that of course wants to have playtime. Or there's always a chore in the garden. And you might have noticed I have quite a lot of energy, so I'm not one to sit still and relax. Actually, working can be relaxing as well, and for me this is
Being in the
relaxing.
garden, playing can also be relaxing,
Yeah,
right?
gardening is relaxing. This year was really busy, last year as well. But I imagine if my garden is finally finished as well, because I've got a big garden, I do like to just sit down, watch the view on a day like this. Actually, you can see the sun is shining.
Mm.
What do I do? Oh, another thing. Yeah, I said I like to watch an hour of TV together with my son in the evening. We love doing that together. I do play chess with him sometimes as well. Some seasons in winter more than in summer, I guess. So things
Ah,
like that. Hang out with my family, take a walk outside together with them. There's yeah. So I guess nothing different than other normal people, as far as I can consider myself to be normal. Yeah.
nice. I love that. Great answer. And what's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Let's see. That's a difficult one. I've got no clue actually. I did have a rotten tomato juice once in an airplane, and that is the most disgusting thing I ever tasted. Did I eat weird things? I don't like eating weird things, so
Fair
I
enough.
don't. Yeah, and if I did, I can't remember. I can't remember at all. No, sorry
We'll,
for
we'll,
that.
ju- we'll just imagine you on the plane having a rotten tomato.
That sticks with you for like forever. If I drink something, I just pour it back in, and so there was a little cup, and there was a little hole in there that I didn't see, and I just, oh man, it's like that was so bad. So yeah. But I don't think I ever ate something really particular. No, I'm
You're,
not.
you're pretty normal.
No, 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 I'm not. I don't think I'm pretty normal. That's not what people say about me. Well, that's a nice discussion. What's normal? The thing is,
A whole philosophical debate there.
that's the thing. That's the thing. We're all wired differently, and even our team consists out of a range of diverse people. So who am I to tell someone, yeah, because you're the quiet guy and the busy, or vice versa? That's normal. Some people think, yeah, Patron, he talks a lot, so he doesn't think. I think things through. Everyone does that. If you lie in your bed in the evening, you think about stuff. Everyone does it, don't you, Jack? Do you?
Oh, it never stops.
Yeah, it only takes me 5 minutes because boom, then I'm asleep.
A life of its own.
Yeah, so everyone thinks things through, and yeah, but so yeah, okay.
What do you do? This is another one from the community. What do you do to motivate yourself when you're having a bad or an off day?
I actually only have a bad or an off day when allergies are bothering me. I don't even get grumpy when I have a flu, even if it's a big one. But so I don't get grumpy easily. My daughter told Marcel, Daddy is, because that's her uncle, obviously, Daddy is never grumpy. Well, I can be grumpy. I'm very grumpy. But that's usually when I've got a lot of allergies. One of those are mold and some vague ones. There's a room on the other side of this wall that has something, and I can't figure out what it is. So you see, I'm not that normal. But if I stay there too long, it's like this foggy cloud feeling in my head, and that makes me grumpy. Oh man, then I can get very grumpy. But that wasn't a question. Well, oh yeah, so yeah, what do you do to if you have a bad day? Well, I guess if I'm grumpy, I get tired as well, because that's what allergies do, and then I have no taste for work or anything. So I tell Marlin, let's go watch telly. But sometimes I can't, because I have to work. You can't. The thing is, if you have a business, you can't just say, I don't feel well, so I'm not going to work. that's not how it works. Well, you know all about it as well, I guess. You have your responsibilities. But if I would, yes, if I did have a choice, then I'd just go for a walk outside, because that always makes me feel better, unless it's raining, or just be grumpy and sit at the telly and forget about the world with some silly, stupid Netflix series. Yeah.
Yeah, just allow yourself to be grumpy. Why not?
Yes, yeah. But I try not to be grumpy, because no, my kids don't like that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I've actually got here at the end. What is there? Is there? What's one question you wish I'd asked you, and how would you have answered? If there's any question that maybe you imagined me asking you today, I haven't asked.
That's actually funny. That's actually, ask me about roundabouts.
So,
Ask
what do
me.
you think about roundabouts? What's your experience with
Well,
roundabouts?
don't you think it's annoying that some people really have no clue how we talked about traffic, a roundabout works. So if you go straight on, you actually don't have to, well, this is the Netherlands, okay? You don't have to use your indicator, but if you take exit right, even if you go straight on, you just blink to the right, okay? So that's, if you go off, you always blink to the right. But some people, they go straight on, but they have their indicator to the left. So you're on the other end thinking they will pass you by, but then and other people, some people, they have no clue how it works. And that's just a bit annoying, but it doesn't make me grumpy. I don't hate these people for it. I just want to get out of my car, stop them and tell them, look, this is how it works. So you should have asked me that.
Have you ever experienced someone stopping in the middle of a roundabout to let you in?
No.
Yeah, that's happened. That used to happen to me in Malta when I lived in Malta. I'd be baffled. Yeah.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. Someone else doesn't know how roundabouts work.
I know of Maltese people. I know one.
Yeah, I have
She's
a
a
lot of
very
Malta
nice
friends.
lady. She talks even more than I do. I love her. And she says, Patrick, if you go to Malta, you've got no chance. They'll talk all over you. You don't know what talking is about. They talk, they said. So is that true? Is that your experience as well?
Yeah, I guess it is.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I must love living there. Sorry?
yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's an intense environment to live in. If you like the countryside and like the kind of place where you are, it's intense. And when it comes to actually doing business there, it can be a bit slow, and it's
Ah, yeah, I
especially
don't like that. Yeah.
I lived on the small. I mean, it's Mediterranean, right? It's kind of similar to Spain, southern Italy. Like you get this kind of laid back, kind of mañana kind of approach, and
I
it's
can't do that. I can't do that. No,
uh,
yeah, oh man, that would drive me crazy. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Well, that was a nice talk. We should do
Yeah,
this every week, actually. Board a
we,
community with personal stuff.
we sure can. We sure can.
Yeah.
That's the plan. And on that note, I think to finish the show, I'm going to ask you to nominate another founder that you'd like to see on the show to
Oh,
get more
man,
points.
you should have written these things down for me. Then I could have given some thought. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So it has to be a Hedera, of course, I guess, right?
Not necessarily, but
Now,
I
don't make
mean,
it too difficult for me. Let's do a Hedera.
yeah, Hedera.
Who shall we do? Who shall we do? You put me on the spot here.
I'm not putting you on the spot, Patrick.
Yeah,
You know
but the
that.
thing is, it's not a difficult question, but it's one that I want to think about first. So uh, I've got no. Give me some options. I've got no clue because I don't know all these
You
founders.
can drop me. You can also drop me a message later. No problem.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let me think it through because I think this is an important one because I want to do some research on the people who are on top of the food chain of every project, and I want to because I want to know what I want to know from them. Then, so I'll I'll send you that, and I'll even give you a question then.
I was gonna say you can send me a question with the name. Yeah.
Yeah, and ask them if they know how roundabouts work with the indicator stuff. Yeah, they should do that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun, and thank you for your time, Patrick.
Thank you for having me. And let's see, it's Monday. Still, I'm old. I need to look at the calendar. So in 3 days, we'll have the X space again. As fun as
Yep.
usual, eh? Okay,
Yep.
thank you so much. I'll send you the founder. I'll ask my team to help me as well. Let's see who we can drive crazy. And yeah, I'll tell them that you will be reaching out soon enough. Let's see if they do them. That would
Sounds
be cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, Jack. See you on
Thank you.
Thursdays.